This episode,
we review the Christopher Nolan epic, The Odyssey.
We also review the brand spanking new Destin Cretton directed Spider-Man Brand New Day.
And we get hyped for the upcoming Matt Damon starring film by the guys that did Everything Everywhere All at Once.
With new episodes airing every 2 weeks on Tuesdays, this is Split Focus, a film and TV podcast. I'm Simon Eady.
And I'm Adrian Pinter.
Welcome to episode 142.
Simon, how is Sir Reddington Bartholomew III doing? Your dog, Big Red.
He's doing pretty well, man. He just had his surgery, as anybody who may have listened to our podcast before might know. He had his liver surgery, and he's been running around with his little cone on his head. He's just running into the walls and the furniture, etc. And he wasn't allowed to jump on the couch, and he just like looks at you with those like puppy eyes. He's such an interesting dog. 'Cause I don't know if you know this, Adrian, but he's like just about 13 years old. He is not a young pup anymore. But I always find, and I don't know if I'm just too close to this, it's like watching a child grow up. You don't necessarily know. You're like, you can't tell like how fast they've grown up unless you're like an uncle who's like only visiting once a year or something like that. And you're like, wow, they've grown so much. And I always think of him as a puppy because he really just acts kind of similar to what I feel like he was acting like 7 years ago. Post-surgery, he was really down, right? Because he's got this cone. We were drugging him up, giving him anti-anxiety medication and anti-pain pills to try to avoid him, tearing his staples. And so after that, though, he's just like went back to normal. He's just like running around, trying to like run around in this small space. Like we're not letting him off the leash, even outside in the backyard, because it's dangerous. But like he just wants to go for a walk every time he gets the harness on. He's like, there's no restriction for him. He's such a fascinating dog because it just always feels like he's just a puppy. And that's what's, it's sad, man.
Yeah, dude.
We've talked about this before, but like animals aging, like they don't live long. And it's sad. It's really, really sad. And I just want to prolong his life for as long as possible. I was happy to do this very expensive surgery because he's a good friend, maybe the best friend I have, in some weird way. He's really important to me, and he's been around me for such a long time. I think you know the story, but he wasn't my dog at all. He was my parents' dog, but because my family all separated, they all kind of like went on their separate ways, and they sold the family home, and all that stuff happened. I ended up getting him because my dad was living in an apartment and the dog wasn't allowed in that apartment building. There was no dogs allowed. No big dogs allowed. They were allowed small dogs, I think. So that was a big problem. And so he's like, do you want to take him? I'm like, I'm living in a student house. Like, I'm not sure this is a good idea. Like I'm living with like 4 other university students. It's probably a bad plan. And there was moments where I would come home and I didn't know they were doing a house party, and like the dog, like Reddington, is just hiding under the deck, like terrified because there's like 50 people in the house. I was like, where is he? I came home in a panic one time from work, not knowing where he was. So it's not always been not a stressful environment. Now it's not a student house. Now it's a very relaxed environment, and he's living his best life other than the cancer, I guess.
Yeah, Jesus. But, fair enough.
But so he wasn't always my dog. It was the point I'm making. I feel like, but he's become my dog in such a deep way. I don't know if I would have bought him myself, only because you can't really necessarily afford animals. They're very expensive. Cats, dogs, especially dogs of that size, are very expensive if you don't buy insurance, which I didn't buy insurance because he wasn't my dog. And if you buy insurance later in life for the dog, you're paying way more money because you want to buy the insurance when they're a puppy because it brings the costs down. And so I don't know if did you buy insurance for your pet?
No.
Like Ellie? Okay.
No, I didn't for Ellie. And then we didn't get like for Pesci either. And because like we were like, Pesci went through like a bunch of different owners before he kind of ended up with me in my old house. And then he came with me and my wife when we bought our new house. And yeah, like, I don't know. I never really thought about getting insurance for a little kitty cat. But yeah, no, we didn't get any for Ellie either. Hopefully, I mean, knock on wood, nothing's going to happen that requires it. I've been fairly lucky with like our family dogs. Not like, I don't want to say lucky, but they both passed away kind of peacefully.
That's good.
Like in our house.
Okay.
Like our first dog, Pepper, miniature schnauzer, he like we saw him kind of degrading, and then my dad took him to the vet, and they like, were like, oh, you should put him down. My dad refused, and then brought him home, and then he kind of just like spent his final days with us, kind of like chilling until he eventually just fell asleep in the middle of the living room with my family around him. And then my dog Tito just he went through like a lot in his last year of life, like a shit ton of stuff.
Right.
And then he like was kind of recovering. And then one morning he, my parents woke up and he was just kind of, he passed away lying at, the door. It's probably like a heart attack or something.
Man, this is scary for me.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, I often just like go through the scenarios of what would how my animals are going to go. And it makes me very, very scared because it's just they're just, especially 13 years old. Like it's just, oh man, it's a terrifying
thing. Dude.
This is a downer conversation to start this podcast, but
oh shit, yeah, sorry.
I deeply love him, and
I
wish your animals the best of luck. They're much younger than mine at this point.
Yeah. Like Ellie is 6, so
right, yeah. 6. Wow, time flies, eh? Damn.
Yeah,
6.
Yeah. Yeah, I got Ellie before, like in my previous relationship before my wife.
It was during COVID though, like right just as COVID started. Was that when it was?
Yeah, I got her for how old was I when I was in 2020? I was turning 26. I got her for my 26th birthday, technically.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, my sister found her.
Interesting.
And then I think my girlfriend at the time like came with me to pick her up in Quebec.
Wow.
And we stayed in Ottawa with her at like an Airbnb.
Cool.
She was just this little puppy.
Yeah.
And like it was funny. Like Ellie's so adorable. I miss her a lot. I wish she was like with us a lot of the time, but like she's like best friends with my sister's dog, Bruno. So she lives with like at my parents' house with my sister and that dog. And then again, my mom, like when we moved here, my mom was very like, oh, like you shouldn't take her, all that stuff. And just my parents are not in town right now, but like shortly before she left and after, poor little Pesci passed away, my mom said like, oh, I feel bad. Like you should take her. So I don't know, me and my wife might bring her here for a bit. But again, I do feel really guilty, like separating her from Bruno.
Right.
Cause like they are like best pals. They're like inseparable. Like Ellie has been with Bruno her entire life.
Yeah.
And like they're always hanging out. So it's like, I almost feel bad taking them. I guess I could take both of them for a time period, but we don't have as big of a house or as big of a yard. So, but
right.
I do. Yeah, I don't know. Pets, man, I love them.
Yeah.
I love them. There's like a relationship you build that is like incomparable to anything else. Like having a little guy or gal in Ellie's case. And it's like, it's not, the same as having a kid or whatever, but it's, no. I don't know. I don't have a kid, but it's like, I don't plan to ever have children, but it's like, it's comparable. Like they're your baby. They're your little thing.
Right. Yeah.
Not to, again, devalue having an actual child that is a human being.
No, of course.
So.
Yeah. But he's doing well. Let's end this on a positive. He's doing quite well. He's done. He just went to the vet. They just checked it, like his staples. They took them out, and he's just like a happy as a clam. Except he's got to keep because taking the staples are such a weird way to close a wound. I'm like, it's not the greatest way to do it because he was bleeding a little bit after they took the staples out, just a little bit.
Oh no! So
they had to keep the cone on for another few days, which is unfortunate. I thought that we were gonna go in, they're gonna remove the staples and it'll be good to go, but I didn't realize because they don't want an infection. So he licks the wound, then it becomes an infection, and that's kind of the worry. That's why the cone stays on. He's hilarious with the cone though. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We'll be sleeping, and the bed is like there's a room. There's like maybe like 4 feet from the bed to the wall. Mm-hmm. And he'll literally he'll go in, he'll walk through, but then there's nowhere to go because there's the other wall where the bed is kind of facing. The bed is, I guess, against.
Yeah.
And so he gets stuck because he's not gonna back up like a truck. So he's a huge dog. He's a golden doodle. So that would be great if he would do that, but he doesn't. And so he gets stuck, and then he just scrapes the freaking in the middle of the night. We just hear the scraping sound of the cone against the wall, and he gets stuck, and he's like, "Oh, I can't do this." And then he goes back. And then he's like, I got to do it though. And then he gets stuck again midway through the wall. He just keeps scraping the wall over and over again because he can't figure out that he should go over the bed because he could just lean his face over the bed. Anyway, hopefully I created a visual.
I imagine it. Okay. To be fair, I've been in your bedroom.
Yeah, right. It's true.
Yeah,
it's a weird way. Yeah, it's a weird way to say that a little bit because you just ended it there. But yes, you have been. You have been in there. Adrian, I gotta say, going to a more positive note from I Love Reddington to this year for movies, dude, is phenomenal. I gotta say, I'm just like really hyped about this particular year. Not for movies in general, because like streaming has always kind of got like random odds and ends, like streaming services, I should say. But the theatrical experience films that are out and have been out so far, and like we're about just over halfway through the year, has been like really amazing. I'm just really hyped up about it. We've just seen 2 movies in theaters at the local Cineplex, and then one that's not local at all because we went to a 70 millimeter IMAX theater to watch the Odyssey. And I think it was well worth it to see it, the Odyssey in IMAX. But I just want to start by talking about the box office situation. You saw obviously the Spider-Man Brand New Day record breaks, right?
I did see the record breaks. Yes.
But I'll just talk about it briefly, I guess. As reported by Variety and probably every other publication that handles film and TV industry, Spider-Man Brand New Day has broken both the record for most box office preview ticket sales with a $72 million haul for its Thursday opening, and they've broken the record for largest North American box office opening day by raking in $168 million on the Friday that it launched, beating previous record holder Avengers Endgame by $11 million. The film managed to earn $927 million worldwide on its opening weekend alone, which is the second greatest weekend, actually. Endgame still took the cake on the biggest box office haul. But domestically, Spider-Man's opening weekend became the highest grossing box office weekend in... Wait, what? Oh, domestically, it became the highest box office weekend in history, with the Odyssey and Brand New Day earning roughly $430 million combined at movie theaters across North America. So that opening weekend, like specifically in combination with the Odyssey and other movies like Toy Story, which is still in theaters in various markets, it's the biggest weekend in history. Which is crazy to me because of all the doom and gloom thoughts about how theatrical is dead. Clearly, it isn't dead based on this incredible feat. And I think a lot of the executives are really high on this. Certainly, like Sony's Tom Rothman has been like making the rounds talking about how, you know, you just got to do... He's saying things like, oh, you just got to make a movie with strong character-driven emotion and you get something good. And it's like, Tom Rothman, you've been in charge of Sony, if I'm not mistaken, since 2015. What movies is Adrian, was he in charge of during that time that weren't necessarily character-driven? That we're in the same franchise. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah. It's a little ridiculous that
he got Kraven the Hunter. He got Madam Web. He got Morbius. Right. He got the Venom trilogy.
Yeah.
I always think about that Kraven. I never watched Kraven the Hunter. I don't plan to. But I always think about that one scene. I'm pretty sure I sent it to you where it's like a still image and then they added just the CGI lips over the woman talking because they had to add like a line in it.
Ridiculous.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
They apparently ADR'd the shit out of that movie. Like just like the entire movie. And same with Madam Web apparently has like a bunch of ADR. I was watching a video on it because I was like, I'm never gonna watch this movie. So I watched this 20-minute YouTube video. It's by a guy named his YouTube channel is Eisenhart Productions. Really good. I recommend you checking it out. And he usually just breaks down like a specific movie, the behind the scenes production, maybe some drama, you know, leading up to the movie. And then he usually finishes it off with like his personal thoughts and you know, like kind of giving it a review. And he, like, I watched the Madam Web one and there's some really interesting perspective. And he talked about like how Dakota Johnson fired her like agents after this movie came out, but it's not been like proven that this was the result, but it's like, it's a hell of a funny coincidence, like things like that.
Oh yeah, this was the reason you're saying Madam Web would have been the reason. Oh wow.
Correct. Yeah.
That's crazy.
And you know, he always breaks down just the box office and whether a movie's a flop or not. And then he does like his like you know, cinema math where it's like typically, you know, marketing is about double, you know, what they spent on the actual movie, give or take, or he'll find like some stats online. So yeah, good stuff. Yeah, what's the guy's name? Tom Rothman?
Yeah, he's the head of Sony. It's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into this in too much detail, but I didn't understand the dynamics of this. Amy Pascal, I think you might know this, but is the basis of Catherine O'Hara's character in the studio.
Yep, I think I brought that up to you when we reviewed the studio.
When we talked about the studio. But the interesting thing about that was Tom Rothman was the replacement for Amy Pascal. Mm-hmm. And that's how long ago, like there was been no other change in CEO. She was the CEO of Sony and then now she's like a pretty, like if you look at her like portfolio on Rotten Tomatoes of the movies she's produced, they're largely pretty good. She didn't produce the other Spider-Verse movies, like the bad ones, except for Venom. All the Venom trilogy she did produce. The rest of it, she didn't do Morbid Time and the other two fun ones.
And Craven Time. I'm craving a bad movie.
Yeah, I'm craving a bad movie.
Yeah.
I almost want to watch it because I feel like we bash it too much and it's maybe not fair because we haven't seen it. And I don't like bashing something that I haven't seen. It's kind of like a thing I don't like to do, but it's really poorly reviewed, like really badly reviewed.
Yeah,
I think both the popcorn meter and...
To be fair, like I'm not bashing it apart from the things that I have seen about it. You know?
Yeah, that's fair. I know, but then we look at like something like Dragon Age the Veilguard, that video game that people bash because of one scene. It's kind of, that's a bit different because that's like a 30-hour game. But
this is a very
2-hour movie. But Craven the Hunter
that is a bad scene, though, to be fair, in Dragon Age the Veilguard. Like, that is a bad scene.
Wait.
What?
Craven the Hunter is 15% on Rotten Tomatoes. Guess what the popcorn meter is?
It must be high.
I'm blown away.
Is it like... Is it? I'm gonna say 68%.
It's a 72.
Whoa!
Maybe we should see this.
Maybe we would like it with Rhino.
I don't think so.
Rhinosaurus.
Yeah. What a weird attempt, though. The weirdest thing is they just never followed through on it. Like the whole idea was to get Spider-Man in it, but they, I guess, realized that like the Spider-Man movies have been so good so consistently. And I guess that just leads right into what we've been watching. We should just go right into it, I guess. Yeah. It's so crazy to me how good Brand New Day is, only because the last three by director John Watts, are so good. And now this one by Destin Daniel Cretton, although it's not that big of a surprise because Destin Daniel Cretton has pretty much just made good movies and like good stuff in general, like film or TV in the last few years. So it's like not that big of a surprise, but I am really impressed with Brand New Day. It starts with a Peter Parker who everyone's forgotten who he is. And it's just it's a downer Peter Parker in a deeper way than even No Way Home was, which No Way Home has some really like deep, sad stuff in it as well. Like No Way Home is a really fun movie, but there's a lot of like really sad and dire moments in that film. It's crazy. But this movie, it just starts with like a lonely man in his apartment, essentially, like as a workaholic who just has no friends. It's just very depressing. And they nailed it. And I love that they went for it from that perspective. I was watching a Dolby Audio like podcast with Michael Giacchino, the composer for Brand New Day. And he was talking about how he's like, I didn't want to do this movie because I did the last three with John Watts. And I thought, what more can I bring to this movie? What do I even have to give here? And when he talked to Destin Daniel Cretton, the director, Michael Giacchino realized that they're going the exact direction they wanted, which is let's put a Peter Parker in a really dire situation. And he had something to say about that kind of tonally. And so he kind of brought some of the themes from the John Watts movies, but like changed them in deep ways because of the way that Peter Parker is put in this situation. So yeah, I really, really like Spider-Man Brand New Day. And I think a lot of people like it because it's rated very highly and it's winning on the box office perspective. So, but I'll let you go into it more before we get, I guess, deeper into it. Your high level thoughts, or high level into deeper thoughts, I guess, from you, Adrian. What do you think about this film?
I really liked it as well, man. I think Spider-Man Brand New Day is a brand new take on Spider-Man live action. Right. Right. Wow. Thank you. I'm here all episode. And yeah, it really hit the mark. It didn't pull its punches. You know, it's happy to, live in this kind of depressing situation that Spider-Man is dealing with, Peter Parker's dealing with, which I really appreciated. There's no grand, over the top, like cosmic event happening. It's a very kind of focused story, in, New York City, with Spider-Man just kind of being your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, which I really appreciate.
Personal and intimate. Those are two words that I kind of have written down here as my notes too.
Yeah, dude. That's a great way to describe it, because it is, a very personal story. And I don't know, there's like a lot of awesome, like, emotional beats throughout this movie. I found myself tearing up like 3-4 times while watching this in the theater. Like, there's just a lot of like gut wrenching moments where I think Tom Holland's acting just really shines, man. I think he's a great actor, but like, he is, I feel like, made for this role in a lot of ways. He's made for the role of sad Peter Parker with like a tinge of hope, with a, like, this like feigning positivity in like this awful situation that he's been dealt post the third movie, No Way Home, right?
Yeah.
Which one's okay? No Way Home.
No Way Home.
And it's just the thing that I really appreciated as well is that, they stick with those decisions a lot of ways throughout this movie. It's not like a quick sort of retcon where it's like, hey, okay, this is how the last movie ended. There's some big repercussions in this universe, big repercussions with this character. We're going to just take it away. Like, no, man, this is the universe that he's in. This is the situation that he's been dealt, and we're going to watch this character deal with that situation. I also think his chemistry with John Bernthal and, the Punisher being in this movie is stellar, dude. I love the Punisher. I think John Bernthal, again, I've glazed John Bernthal so much on this podcast. I love him. He's over the top. Yeah, he's really great. And I just think how him and Peter Parker play off one another, and again, their chemistry is palpable because they're friends in real life, is just so good. I loved it. I really loved it. And those are the best parts of the movie, is when those two guys are kind of together, just like arguing and bickering back and forth. Because they're from the same place, but also they deal with their situation so differently. I mean, you watch like the Punisher, one shot special thing, and even Daredevil, and you're like, man, this guy's a fucking psychopath. Like, he's crazy. Right. He's murdering people left and right. And then you have like Spider-Man, who's like in his early 20s now, that, is still has hope in the world, still wants to, save everyone and make sure no one gets murdered. And like how these two people have totally different visions on, reaching the end goal, saving as many people as possible. And I just thought that was awesome. I also really like the villain in this movie, which they haven't really talked about at all. They haven't shown. Neither will we. But I love the villain in this movie. I think the actor that portrays the villain is really good. I can empathize with them. That's always the best villains, when you can see their perspective.
Right.
And it adds a lot to the universe. Even though it's small scale and focused, they add a lot of things that I'm excited to see the future of, not just Spider-Man movies, but of the MCU as a whole. So really cool stuff.
It's cool.
Really cool stuff.
It's like the movie in some way is kind of a bigger scale because of the nature of what they've done with the villain, I guess, like, which I appreciate. Like, they kind of, they don't keep it too small. They realize that they still kind of have this vast Marvel Cinematic Universe to play off of, and they don't pull their punches, which I really appreciate. They don't pull their punches with the sad Peter Parker, and they don't pull their punches with the using the Marvel Cinematic Universe as a whole to their advantage, which I appreciate. And I think the character development in this movie is really, really cool also, because they do almost an origin story in some ways. And you can see this in the trailer for Peter Parker's Spider-Man in an interesting way. Like, they do some origin elements that they didn't really do that much in the previous three movies, the home movies, I guess, the John Watts, Homecoming, Far From Home, and No Way Home. And I appreciate that they kind of dove into that, and they developed Peter's character in a way that he's dealing with psychological things right now. He's dealing with deeper problems potentially internally than he's had in the past, which is kind of a Marvel Cinematic Universe like formula trick that we've seen many times and time again. Like, he's fighting an internal battle that nobody can see, and I think they tackled that in this particular movie better than like a lot of other Marvel Cinematic Universe formula films. Not that they haven't done it many times very well. Like Thunderbolts is a good example of one that does.
I was just going to bring that up. Like, it's funny that, like they don't, like there was a movie just last year that did this, not same thing, but a similar thing incredibly well. I love Thunderbolts. I think that's one of the better recent MCU movies, but they just kind of expanded on it even more in Brand New Day in a lot of ways. And it's just, I think the benefit of the Spider-Man movies that we've spent more time with this character. We've seen him grow up. We've seen him develop. So now we can, watch this guy going through those struggles as opposed to characters that we've maybe seen, once or twice, or maybe the first time in that movie going through those internal struggles. So there's like an extra layer of attachment to him. I do appreciate that. For sure.
I mentioned this to you previously, I think when we were driving to the Odyssey, but there's this idea that if you look at this film in contrast to Supergirl, which tried to make Kara Jor-El, it's Jor-El, right? Supergirl's real name, Kara Jor-El? Yeah.
Is it Zor-El?
Zor-El? I don't know. I'm sorry. But anyway, Supergirl is like
it's Kara Zor-El,
Zor-El, I'm sorry. But yeah, Kara's like internal struggles in that film was kind of focus, at least of the thesis of what they were trying to do. I felt like when I watched the beginning of the movie, they didn't actually answer the call and solve the thesis by the end of the movie in the way that I wanted to. That was my biggest criticism of Supergirl. And it's kind of a similar way that the movie is structured. There's this idea of Supergirl going on this journey with other characters, and they learn from each other and develop alongside each other to try to solve their own psychological internal struggles. But they don't really solve Supergirl's internal struggle by the end of the movie, and that's my biggest issue with it. In my opinion, I didn't think they did. Yeah. And in this movie, they did the opposite.
Again, they do because the Supergirl was Ruthie all along.
Right. It's Ruthie,
Yeah, Ruthie was companion. The Supergirl.
But it's a buddy kind of adventure, that movie. And I kind of feel like this movie, Brand New Day, is kind of a buddy adventure in some ways. Like certain characters play off of each other and they learn from each other. And you just mentioned one of them, John Bernthal's Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Like John Bernthal's Punisher and Tom Holland's Spider-Man learn from each other as they go through it. Anyway, I just feel like it's interesting because it's like this is the right way to do that and actually make a character-driven story when character first is kind of a thing that I think all of these movies should be following. Hint, hint, James Gunn. I think character first was like the thing he said in the DC Universe like initial presentation when he was taking on the role as DC president. DC, whatever it's called. Was it DC co-president with Peter Safran? Anyway.
I don't know, man.
So I'm really impressed. The other thing I'll mention too is I really appreciate, and I feel like this is a small flaw for this film, but I really appreciate how they made New York City a character in a deeper way in this movie too. I didn't find that in the middle of the movie, they kind of lost that aspect of the plot a little bit more than I would have wanted. And that's my one criticism I think I have of this, is that in the beginning, it's very important. And at the end, it's very important, as you may remember how the movie ends. But I feel like in the very middle, they kind of lose sight of what that kind of thing was. I remember a lot in like Homecoming, I think it was, where Zach Cherry's character's like, Spider-Man, do a flip. And I kind of wish there was more connection with Spider-Man and New York City in the middle of the film, because it felt like they kind of did that again on the bookends versus doing it in the middle, even though it seemed like it was very important to Destin Daniel Cretton and the writers to kind of make that a thing. I feel like maybe they could have done that a little bit better, was my only kind of thing when I left the film, because of the way it ends again. I was like, wait, is that what they were trying to say the whole time? Because I feel like there was a lot of other things that happened in the movie and it lost sight of that specific goal by the end. That's a very minor gripe, to be fair. It is like is really great overall. And I'm again, it's impressive that they can do this over and over again with these Spider-Man movies. Like Amazing Spider-Man 2 wasn't very good. And Spider-Man 3 with the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man wasn't good. So the track record for Spider-Man movies in terms of doing successful films over and over again, it's not great. But this particular Tom Holland Spider-Man universe has been solid from the beginning to the end. They're some of the best movies in the MCU. So,
no, I agree completely. I think, they are the most consistent ones. Because as much as I love the Captain America movies as well, like I think Captain America 1 is is fairly weak when you compare it to, I mean, all these Spider-Man movies, but especially like you compare it to Winter Soldier and how big of a jump that is.
Yeah.
And then again, Captain America Civil War, as much as I love that movie, that movie is very much like Avengers 2.5 in a lot of ways, because it is, so it is like a wider scale. And funnily enough, that's where Spider-Man is introduced in the MCU. Yeah. So yeah, I just feel like they are hitting like this level of consistency that is just, it's nice. Like I'm excited for more Spider-Man. I can watch a movie like this every few years forever if they maintain this level of quality. And I'm curious where they're going to go with this, I guess, plot arc. Like, because it's interesting because like this movie is leading into the next Avengers movie, which we can assume there's going to be some dramatic changes to the larger universe, right? Whereas, the last one, No Way Home, took place after, the big universe changing event in Infinity War and Endgame. So I'm curious, like how big of a universe shift are we going to see in Doomsday and Secret Wars? And will it impact the direction that the next Spider-Man movie can go or will go? So yeah, I'm super curious about it. The one thing that I actually did not love about this movie is, like, personally, I didn't love kind of like the climax at the end. It's funny that we were talking about this in the car. It's like, it is actually very reminiscent of Supergirl in a lot of ways, like the way the movie's kind of ending and like the message that they're trying to do. But this movie does it right. And I think maybe because it was coming so close of us watching Supergirl, I'm like, I feel like this plot element is overplayed. Like, I feel like I've seen this many a time before.
Right. I remember you saying that. Yeah. Not to get into too many details. Obviously, you're being vague on purpose.
Yeah, exactly. So like that was kind of my one negative about it. But just because I think that was like a little trite doesn't mean that it wasn't done successfully. Like, I think they nailed it still. So sorry, go ahead.
There's something really interesting about this in connection to Supergirl too. There was something that came out about the screenings. Did you see this? Mm-mm. So Tom Holland was really involved this time in this process of making Brand New Day, whereas he wasn't really involved because he was much younger and that wasn't really a thing that he was able to do for the John Watts films. But in this one, he worked and collaborated a lot more with Destin and Daniel Cretton and kind of shaping his Peter Parker and kind of changing things as they went along. But there was apparently a test screened, like a popular test screen cut of the film that they were like, no, I don't like this. And Zendaya and Tom Holland like scrapped it and they went back to a different cut. Which I think is like, that's exactly the point that we've been kind of making like over the last few weeks, is like these test screens, like you got to give them to actual professionals, movie makers, to actually kind of shape. Like nobody should be just trusting random audience members to just like think that the test screen is brilliant and then they're just going to go with that, because the audience doesn't really know what they want deeply. But the again, passionate filmmakers, like I would consider Tom Holland one of those people. I think that if he's passionate enough, he can shape the movie to actually be his vision, like Destin Daniel Cretton's vision, etc. And you'll get something better in the end. I rather trust creators than random audience members. That's for sure. And that's kind of the controversy of Supergirl, right? Because the screen was a big problem with that movie, as we discussed.
Oh man, I missed my opportunity to say a really good joke.
Oh,
like Paul Bettany's vision.
Oh,
but I forgot Paul Bettany's name.
Oh, I see.
Because you're like, like Tom Holland's vision, like Daniel Cretton's vision. And then I was gonna say like Paul Bettany's vision, but it's a pun because he plays the vision. But now it doesn't hit as hard.
It didn't hit at all
because I fucking forgot the guy's name.
Because the reason it didn't hit in this case is because you explained the joke while you were telling it, which usually if you're explaining, you're losing in the case of jokes.
If you're explaining, you're losing. So hey, crazy thing. Do we know this about the Vision? I don't know how accurate this is, but I Googled Vision Quest. Yeah. And it popped up. And the cast for it shows this...
it was crazy. The cast is crazy.
Ruarid Malika, Thomas Maximum, Speed. I'm slurring here. Not that way. I'm slurring my speech, Simon. No, don't think I'm saying...
I couldn't hear what you said, but I figured it wasn't a slur. A racial slur.
Cool.
It's okay.
Paul Paul Bettany, and then James Spader. Did we know Ultron's coming back?
Yeah, dude.
Did we? Oh, okay.
I think we talked about it, but maybe we didn't. I talked about the cast long ago. Maybe I omitted it as one of the stories. I was very excited about this, though. I really like James Spader. He's got a specific delivery that I really like him. I think he's great in The Office. I really liked him as in The Blacklist as well as Reddington. And he was really good as Ultron. Honestly, that's the best thing about that movie in some way, other than the cabin scene, which I think is very important.
That's a great scene.
Yeah,
it's a great scene.
The Age of Ultron. Yeah. I like that movie a lot, but I feel like a lot of people are soured on it, like the second Avengers movie.
I really like that movie a lot. I just think, I guess it's the weakest Avengers movie, but it's still a really good Avengers movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say it's the weakest one. Yeah, that's fair to say, I think. Okay, man.
Do I need to watch Agatha all along before going into this? Is that like still like in the trilogy?
I don't think that's related. I don't think it will be. I'm not sure, but I really like Agatha all along, so I do kind of recommend it from that perspective. I don't recommend it to you, but I recommend it to the larger Marvel Cinematic Universe going audience. As I told you before, and you can just completely deny this if you want to. You don't have to do it. And then I'll just never recommend anything to you again. I recommended to you Wonder Man, which is Destin Daniel Cretton's show on Disney Plus. And I know you're sad. Well, we're going to talk about that in a second, but the cancellation of it is kind of a reason why you don't want to jump in. But I really do recommend it to the larger Marvel Cinematic Universe audience. I do think it's really, really great. Again, it's like it's Barry meets. What did I say before? I can't even remember.
The studio. So Barry meets the studio.
It's Barry. It's like a mix of like Barry in the studio and the MCU like had a baby.
I love those shows. I would probably really like this show, but it is also like I'll watch it.
It's not that many episodes. It's also a comedy length. I'm pretty sure they're 30-minute episodes. Am I wrong about that?
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they're short.
Maybe that'll be my gym show. I'm watching like a few things. Like again, you know me. I don't watch too many things on my own, Simon. But right now I am watching something on my own, which I won't talk about too deeply. But I'm kind of just like watching an episode here, episode there that I'm really enjoying. Okay. I'm watching a lot of stuff with my wife. So it's kind of hard to convince her to watch specific things.
Okay.
So, but I will watch it. I have Disney Plus for another month and a half because I
feel even less guilty now because I'm looking at the times per the episodes, like the run times, and they're very short. It's awesome. It's amazing. It's so palatable. It's crazy. We're going to talk about the cancellation very briefly later, but I really feel sad about it. But anyway, episode 1 is 32 minutes, and it's pretty much the largest episode length is 34, and one of them is 23 minutes. It's really, really palatable. Anyway, and there's one episode in this that I'm like, I was blown away by. There's a few episodes that I was like, this is really, truly great. It is truly great. It's arguably the best Marvel show by a bit of a margin, I think, maybe. I think Loki is excellent, but Loki is very MCU coded, and this is not MCU coded. This is like
this one's more low-key MCU.
Right, yeah. Low-key. This is exactly right. This is low-key MCU. That was good.
Thank you. Shout out to me for finally getting one there. Nailed it, dude. Nailed it.
All right, now it is time, I think, unless you want to talk about the thing. Did you mention the thing you're watching alone? I missed it. I was looking up.
No. I was talking about it vaguely. I'll talk about that eventually. Okay. I brought it up like a while back, and I watched a few episodes, and then I fell off of it, and now I'm like actually actively watching it. I'll just say it. I'm watching Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Oh, I see.
So like I'm like actively watching it. I'm about halfway through the series, and golly gee, dude, this is good. I've been in an anime mood a little bit more recently. I go through phases. Like I like anime, but sometimes I'm just not in the mood. Right now I'm in an anime mood, so I've been watching that quite consistently, and it's like an older, and it's really good. Like really good.
Sweet.
And I've also been reading like more Berserk. I've been reading my Berserk graphic novels. Right. I'm waiting for my deluxe volume 5 to come in from the library. And let me tell you, Berserk is phenomenal. Like it's one of my favorite things I've ever read in my life. Wow. It is so good. And I'm so annoyed because I like the way Deluxe Volume 4 ends is absolutely insane. And I was literally like like jaw on the floor. I like finished it. They're big ass, graphic novels, dude. And I finished it. I was like, Jesus Christ. Like I need the next one. And I got to wait a while. It's so freaking good. And I keep on like thinking, I'm like, man, they should like make this into like a HBO show. Like this would be an awesome way to adapt it. I think they have like an anime of it, but I don't know how much they cover. I remember trying to look into the anime stuff and I just got confused because they have like 4 different shows and I think they cover different arcs or whatever. But I feel like they could make this into like a Game of Thrones level quality show.
You're talking live action.
I'm talking live action. I feel like you could in a lot of ways. All right. I can see it because you made a Game of Thrones. You made Hot D, which I'm also watching, which I'll talk about when the final episode comes out in like a week. So I'll talk about it in 2 weeks.
Hot D?
Yeah, you don't know Hot D, dude? House of the Dragon?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You don't know Hot D? What did you think?
Is that a thing that people are saying for the acronym?
I don't know. I see HOTD online, so I just say it as Hot D. So I imagine people are saying Hot D.
You know this about me, right?
I know you hate acronyms.
Okay, yeah. Anytime it's used, like I always have to think about it because there's so many acronyms that are also duplicates. Then like, no, don't do this.
Name 2 duplicate acronyms that you can think of right now.
I can't think of it now. Is it going to be like
so many
retail? They're retail acronyms because of years of working in a retail store that use
RSS, LMS, STQ.
Well, even like acronyms that are also things that people don't even know what they are, like Mars. Like, what does that even stand for? No one even knows. Or no one knows what RSS even is anymore. It's become lost in translation over years of using the words RSS, like the word. I guess now it's a word, RSS.
Yeah.
Anyway. I don't know what that stands for.
There was like, Anyway, I don't remember it, so whatever I was going to say doesn't matter.
This is very inside baseball for Best Buy where we worked.
Yeah, so back in the day.
I'm not sure anyone's going to connect with this conversation. So let's move on to the other thing we watched in theaters in a 70 millimeter IMAX theater. Only 2 in Ontario. I think it's 9 one of 9 in Canada. In Square One, Mississauga, we saw the Odyssey. Adrian, I was blown away by this movie. This was out of the 2 movies, I would probably choose the Odyssey over it. It's not really a competition, but I love Christopher Nolan movies. I just feel like they're made for me in some deep way. And I also love the idea of how movies are made. And I love the dedication to the craft. And this guy is just, he's crazy, man. What he's done here. And I think before I ask you what you think about it, I'm just going to leave you with one thought before I throw it to you here. There's a shot where it's Matt Damon on a boat. Matt Damon plays Odysseus in this film. This is obviously
Team America
everyone knows what the Odyssey is, I'm sure, but this is based on the Greek poem from thousands of years ago. And so obviously
it's a poem.
It's a poem. Yeah.
How long is this poem?
It's a long poem. It's a really long poem. There's the Iliad and there's the Odyssey, and this is obviously the Odyssey. But it's following. So the shot is of Odysseus on this boat. He's kind of commanding his troops to row this boat, and they do this shot. It's many pages, yes, very many words.
It says the Odyssey is divided into 24 books.
Oh, okay.
Is it all of it is a poem?
It's a poem, yeah. It's done in verse or what prose. I don't know. I'm not a poet. Whatever you would say, that it's built in a like a structure, like a poetic structure. Anyway, point is they have the shot of him on this boat commanding his troops, and there's dolphins jumping in the ocean on this real boat. They practically shot the boat, but the dolphins aren't CG, Adrian. There were real dolphins that accidentally jumped out of the water in front of the boat as they were filming. And I think, yes. Do you remember the dolphins? It's so cool. They didn't really wait for the dolphins. They didn't hire dolphins and put them in the ocean. They were filming in the ocean.
Dolphins are very intelligent, man. I feel like they deserve a salary. You could probably pay them. You could probably communicate with them and have a conversation.
From what I read. And that's crazy to me. And I think that's just like it's just the dedication of the craft of trying to build this in these real locations and building the boats and actually doing all of this stuff practically, building the Trojan horse and putting people inside it and squeezing the IMAX camera inside the giant IMAX camera to film these people inside the horse all squeezed together. Like there's the practical effects of putting everyone into a freaking cave and then bringing all these sheep in there. Imagine how stinky that would have been. All right. It's just, there's something crazy. The Cyclops being a practical effect as well. Like it's nuts.
Stinky.
It's nuts. What they've pulled off here on a scope and scale is just crazy. And I can go on for a while, but I'll throw it to you. What did you think of the Odyssey in 70 millimeter IMAX?
I feel like you ought to see this movie in 70 millimeter IMAX. Am I right or am I right? Great. Okay, we're at 2 now. We're at 2 here, Simon. I actually nailed it.
2 successful ones.
I'm back at it, dude. I'm riffing. We're having a good time here. I like this movie, man. I'm way softer on it than you are. From a story perspective. Okay. I think everything that you said, though, from like a filmmaking perspective, is totally accurate. I think this is like a visually stunning movie. It looks so freaking good all throughout it. There is a phenomenal score by Ludwig Göransson just like playing in the background of all of these amazing scenes that are just, being shown to you on this huge screen. Again, the practical effects are just unbelievable. They're these awesome like action set pieces that are no less than stellar. The acting from all accounts is really good, but at the same time, it's incredibly corny in a lot of ways. And that's kind of where my, I guess, detractors come from, is we're watching this, I guess, a Greek epic play out in front of us, right? With not necessarily older dialogue, but again, you're translating this, what is it, like 3,000-year-old story into, modern day writing and dialogue with a bunch of people talking in American accents. And it just, for me, something never clicked in my brain throughout this whole watch. Where every line delivery, although again was done incredibly well, you have Robert Pattinson yelling, "Get these beggars out of here," and just doing like amazing stuff. There's this like layer of just corniness throughout it that I just couldn't fully take this movie seriously from a storytelling perspective, which is kind of a shame. This is my least favorite Christopher Nolan movie that I've watched.
Whoa. Okay.
But again, it's not because of anything apart from, I guess I just don't really care about the Odyssey as a story. I don't care about, like Odysseus's journey that much. I like the way that the story is told and how Christopher Nolan is telling it and how it's, alinear and everything like that. There is, my interest was there the entire time. But again, I just couldn't get over this like hump that was for some reason there the entire time. And it just, I wish I liked it more. Again, this is like one of those movies. I think about One Battle After Another that I really, really liked last year, but like people were talking about it like it was the second coming of Christ. And I like came out of that movie. I'm like, man, I wish I liked this as much as everyone else does, because I just don't. And like, I feel the same way about this movie. And I'm like more disappointed in myself than the movie itself. Because it's like, I don't know, man. Like, what are you going to change? Christopher Nolan's a master of his craft. Like, what are you going to change for me to like your fucking movie more, dude? Like, it's like, you don't. You did something that's immaculate that most people are resonating with. Clearly, it's doing amazing, like box office wise. It's just, there's something for me where I just didn't love it. Yeah. But yeah, and for me, I guess it's funny because we compared Spider-Man No Way Home Brand New Day to Supergirl. Yeah. And I feel like this movie, like as ridiculous as it sounds, has a lot of comparisons to Supergirl in a way too, where it's a lot of just like, hey, we're going on a journey. We're landing on this island. And then now we all got to book it off this island and go to the next place. And I feel like Supergirl is a lot like that, where it's like, hey, we're going to this set piece. Something's happening. Now we got to escape the set piece and then move on to the next. Obviously, it's much larger scale in Supergirl. They're going to fucking different planets and different, situations. But like,
in this case, they're also doing that because they're trying to survive this journey. The whole idea was to try to get food. In most of the instances, they're like trying to get through it. Because whereas in that movie, Supergirl, they're trying to go to these locations for a specific reason, and they're only there for a short time for whatever reason that may be.
Very much so. It's, I guess, like
they are journey films.
Yeah, they are. But again, like from a practical standpoint, and an effect standpoint, dude, it's awesome. There's like, I don't remember what's shown in the trailer, but there's like a portion where they go into like like on an island, and they see like a little hut on the top of the hill, and like a lot of Odysseus's crew goes up there, and the effects that happen when they're in that hut, it's like terrifying. It's like body horror sort of level of like effects, where I'm literally sitting there, I'm like uncomfortable. Like I wasn't even prepared to see something like this in a movie like this, or you have like this huge Cyclops that is somehow done with practical effects, which I cannot wrap my fucking head around how they did it and how
it's crazy.
It looks so good.
It's creepy as hell.
It's so creepy. And there's like these like horror elements throughout this movie where I'm like, wow, this is like masterpiece level stuff. But again, still there was like just the dialogue, and I guess like, you know, the way the story's told, it just didn't click with me. So I don't want to come off as overly negative, because I think this movie's great. It's phenomenal. It just isn't a movie for me. And I can't imagine myself ever sitting down and watching this movie again, at least not for many a years, you know?
Okay. Interesting. The one thing that on a story perspective that really drew me in is the way that they approach it from Odysseus's point of view, in that he's struggling with something very, very intense, that he's struggling with this thing that like he's kind of, there's this core, what happens if you kind of break your core values. I just really appreciate that aspect of this movie in a deep way, because I watched this interview with Jon Stewart, like from The Daily Show, and Christopher Nolan, like he was interviewing Christopher Nolan, and he said something that I thought was so peculiar, and I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. But then when I watched this, I realized it, like, and then I remembered that Jon Stewart had asked this question. I'm like, that makes perfect sense. Is that it's a spiritual successor, a spiritual sequel to Oppenheimer. And I just never connected that until I obviously watched to the end of this film. And I thought that was such an interesting take. It's almost like an answer to Oppenheimer in some way, just based on what Oppenheimer's grappling with in that film and what Odysseus is also grappling with. And I just think that that's such an interesting thing. You made movies that are not even similar at all in every almost possible respect. But I was really impressed with that by the end. I was really impressed with the journey Odysseus is taking on a psychological level, deeper than I could have possibly imagined. And I felt like that part. And I thought that Zendaya's character and what she means to Odysseus is also really deep and really interesting. I thought that was really, really cool. And the way that they showed like her character off in various ways, I thought that was awesome. I wasn't super distracted. I understand though where you're coming from on the American English thing. I think something that trained me for this was Star City, and these guys speaking British accents when they're in Russia. And that distraction for me was so strange, but I kind of got past it pretty quickly, but my wife could not. In this one, there was a moment in the very beginning where somebody utters the word dad, and it automatically it throws you out of it in a way. But I feel like they recover from that. And afterwards, I start to look past it because everyone's speaking this way. There's the answer I think Tom Holland and Nolan had given in an interview, but like, well, what do you mean? Like, why are they speaking in American English? Is like, well, they're not, even if this was in the actual ancient Greek, they would have some other term for dad that we don't use now. And so if you use it in English accents, like UK based accents, is that really going to solve that problem? Or is it just fixing a problem in your brain? Because typically when you see ancient stories, they are in English accents. Is that solve the issue? But I think maybe that would have solved it, maybe for some people, because it's how we're trained as film goers, that maybe would have solved that problem for you, maybe, but others who have the similar problem. I found a distraction in the first dad, and I'm like, I get where people were clowning on this film when the trailers were coming out. But after that, I became so immersed in the story and the way that people were talking, because they all kind of talk fairly similar, that I just didn't care after. I think it would have been maybe more distracting if like Robert Pattinson came out of his American accent and started sounding like he was British. Maybe that might have been caused more distraction. But I feel like because everyone was consistent, I don't know. I think it in the end, I was incredibly immersed to the point where I think this is the most immersive experience in a movie theater I've had since Sinners. But maybe that's just because of the IMAX situation.
Yeah, the IMAX effect. Like,
yeah.
Oh,
but yeah, the acting. You mentioned the acting. Like, it is very good across the board. I thought that like everyone did a really great job, and you can tell that they're kind of put through the ringer a little bit. Like they're in the situation. I think they were immersed in it because of the way they shot the film as well. I guess I would be remiss if I didn't also mention like Hoyt van Hoytema. Like the cinematography is like, it's breathtaking. It's crazy. It's just crazy what they've done. And you mentioned Ludwig Göransson, and I'm really happy you did because I agree that the score is like, again, very immersive. It's truly excellent.
It's stellar. Yeah, just to again, not to take a step back to like the unimmersiveness, but there's a line of dialogue like with Elliot Page's character where they say like, there's like a part where they're like, like I think they understand that they're likely gonna die or whatever, and they're talking like, like tell stories about me. And it's like, but you can like talk me up or something. And like, I think that was like one of the lines. I was like, yeah, but like, talk me up or something is like the way the line was delivered. I'm like, it's so weird in this context of the universe. But again, there was a few moments that just like ripped me out of the event, which is a shame. But again, everything around that is just so good. It is so good. And, like just, I think, man, Robert Pattinson for one he's just like killing it consistently. Like he's like having the most, like one of the best careers in recent memory that I can think of, just like constantly just coming out with banger after banger. And like every character that he plays is like a different character. He's a chameleon. And I just love his character in this movie. For whatever reason, he's like one of the few characters. Him and Anne Hathaway actually are like the two characters where like I was not taken out of any scenes with those two in it.
What about John Leguizamo? I thought he was just friggin' awesome too. You didn't think you think so?
No, like I really like John.
My brother specifically, he called me basically to tell me that on the phone that he thought he was the best actor in the movie. Or Samantha Morton, well, also really great. That's the best thing I've seen her in. I haven't seen her in enough movies, I guess, but
yeah, definitely not.
The Walking Dead.
Yeah, John Leguizamo. Pardon me, sorry.
The Walking Dead was the main thing I've seen Samantha Morton in for most screen time I've seen her in. Like a lot of screen time for Samantha Morton in The Walking Dead.
Because she's Alpha, right?
Yeah, she's in a lot. That was like there's a whole season essentially of focus on her.
Yeah. Okay. So she's awesome. Yeah. And like that's like one of my favorite parts of the movie is with her character.
It's crazy. It's so neat how differing things are, though. The way this movie ebbs and flows, the different, like obviously the Odyssey in general, the way it's written, there are so many different trials and tribulations that like Odysseus goes through. But it's just crazy, like the visual differences between the Cyclops, those strange giants, which are on that's such an awesome image. Those giant armored guys, and you can just see that when we walked into the movie theater. There's that like poster, that cutout of Odysseus just looking up at these giant men with this crazy armor. It's just, I don't know. There's just visually, it's so striking and crazy. It's phenomenal. I don't know that. Yeah. It's just from thing to thing. I get what you're saying. Like it just moves from set piece to set piece in a way. Maybe it moves pace wise too quick, but it's interesting because he's kind of telling the story. It's like a perspective thing where, I thought Matt Damon did a great job too. I really thought he was great. I thought, honestly, I didn't think anyone was bad at all. I get where you're again coming from on the language bit, but I thought everyone was really
again. I don't want to say anyone was bad. It threw me out. Like again,
I see.
Like even like John Bernthal. I love John Bernthal. I was just talking about how like so positively about him, but like his scene, he's just John Bernthal in this like Greek situation, and I'm like, oh man, this is kind of odd. But again, I love John Bernthal, so I got past that. But yeah, I don't know. I do agree pacing wise though. sorry, go. Do you want to
on
add
a visual perspective, just on that something related to John Bernthal? I thought Agamemnon and the way they showed, I just like Safdie in that role. I don't know. There's something. That was another thing. I thought that was so cool, the way that they showed him in his armor and how like quiet he is. I don't know. Man, it just gives me chills a little bit. I really, really like. It's so funny. I'm talking to you about this, but you're like, yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's fine. It's good. You know,
it's really good. Yeah. It's great, even, dude. But yeah, like,
sorry, what were you saying? I interrupted you.
No worries. It's just. Yeah, about the pacing. I think like this movie, like the start of this movie, it goes a mile a minute, dude. Like it's so fast. Like the pacing is just like it just like sets up. It's like setting up so much, and then it kind of like slows down, and then especially the ending. They're like, I don't want to say like we're gonna test your patience as an audience, because it almost seems like a negative. But I'm like, I kind of like how slow it goes at that last bit where they're like, this is the part where we're really going to take our time. Like this is the climax. This is where everything kind of comes to a head. And I did appreciate that. But yeah, like the beginning of this movie, I felt like I was almost getting whiplash. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, it's just like boom, 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 boom.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. But again, really good, dude. Again, I don't want to come. I feel like I'm coming off as very negative, but like good. I did really, I liked it. And again, I can appreciate it from like a film perspective. What's another movie? Nosferatu, where I watched that movie. I'm like, I understand this movie's fucking awesome. This movie's just simply not for me. Like it just simply isn't. Period. Full stop. Like I'm never gonna watch Nosferatu again. Was it was it like really good? Was it high quality? Was it visually stunning? Yeah. Did I give a shit about that story? Not really. You know, like what? You know, like it's kind of different. Whereas like One Battle After Another is like a movie where I wish I was as high on it as everyone else. But like I would rewatch One Battle After Another. Like I would, because it's a fun romp. It's like a ride. But,
okay.
Yeah. Anyways.
All right. Sounds good.
Thank you for seeing.
What?
Thank you for seeing.
Thank you for seeing?
Yeah, thank you. Because you said I see, and I said thank you for seeing.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Because you ought to see my perspective,
John, like was Amos' character.
Oh, because he's blind.
I don't know. Sorry, I don't know.
There was there are some comedic moments in this movie as well, which is kind of like sadly comedic. But I don't know if they were shown in the trailer, so I won't talk about it. But it is actually with John Leguizamo's character, like early on, one of his first scenes in the movie. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, it's really funny.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
Good stuff.
Man. Yeah, it's my movie of the year. I know it's not yours. I know it's Obsession, but
Obsession is still my obsession.
Yeah, of the year. Yeah, it's good stuff. Of
the year. It does. I'll be honest with you. Like I'm getting that hipsterness in me, where I'm like, it shouldn't be my favorite movie of the year because everyone loves Obsession. Everyone's talking about it, but it's like I can't deny myself. I'm a hipster in the sense of like I knew these guys before this movie came out. I've been following these guys for years before this came out. I was excited about Obsession before that came out. You know what I mean?
Yes, no,
that's
I
my
get it.
hipsterness.
You are.
Yeah.
You're a horror hipster.
I'm a horror hipster, dude.
We talked about this in the car on the way to the Odyssey or on the way back about Rick and Morty and how like you liked Rick and Morty before people were standing on tables talking about Szechuan sauce. Yeah. I was like I need my Szechuan sauce.
Yeah.
Pickle Rick.
I was like, I can't anymore.
No, I'm out.
I tried.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's always interesting, like how a fan base can ruin something for you.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. So it's deeply unfortunate. You could just watch it quietly though, and not look at the online discourse. That would.
I know. I got to delete everything off my mobile device.
Yeah. Well, Adrian, it's now time to move on to the montage, a sequence of our show in which I briefly present at least 7 of the bye week's film and TV news stories as Adrian delivers a brisk verdict. Number 1. As announced at the San Diego Comic-Con, Mission Impossible actor Simon Pegg has been cast as the voice of the Balrog in the upcoming 3rd season of Amazon's Lord of the Rings TV series Rings of Power.
Nice, dude. That's an interesting role for Simon Pegg, I think.
Number 2. As Variety reports, the Paramount Warner Brothers merger has been postponed to June 2027 due to an antitrust trial that is ongoing.
Yeah, this is interesting because I think Paramount has to pay their shareholders like $7 million a day from a certain time. I'm going to look this up.
Okay. Number 3. As announced at San Diego Comic-Con, Star Wars starfighter actor Ryan Gosling has been cast as Ghost Rider in the upcoming Sean Levy-directed Ghost Rider film that was just announced.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I like Ryan the Goose Gosling, so this makes me happy.
As also announced at San Diego Comic-Con, the Long Walk actor David Johnson has been cast as Black Panther T'Challa 2 in director Ryan Coogler's third Black Panther film for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The film is set to debut in theaters in 2028.
Awesome. This is great casting. I really like David Johnson, man. He just kind of came out of the blue. Saw him in Alien Romulus first, and I'm like, man, he's so good. And then Long Walk, I'm like, damn, this movie's not good, but he's really good in it.
He was great in it.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Number 5, as Deadline reports, director Olivia Wilde's next film will be a holiday comedy film called Naughty, and is set to star morning show actor Jennifer Aniston and the Alien Earth star Peter Dinklage.
Wow. Peter Dinklage is in Alien Earth?
He will be.
Okay. I was like, I don't remember him in the first season. Okay, cool.
Number 6. According to publication Deadline, Ready or Not actress Samara Weaving has been cast as telepathic mutant Emma Frost in director Jake Schreier's upcoming X-Men film.
Awesome. I love that. I love Samara Weaving. I think this casting is great, even though I don't know much about Emma Frost.
Number 7. According to Deadline, Warfare actor Kit Connor has been cast as Cyclops in the upcoming Jake Schreier-directed X-Men film.
That's pretty cool, dude. I like this a lot. We were talking about Kit Connor's potential for James Bond briefly. I brought him on. This is great casting, I imagine. I like Kit Connor in Warfare.
Indeed.
I haven't watched Heartstopper, though.
Number 8. According to Variety, Marvel's Wonder Man Disney Plus TV series has been canceled after its first season, despite having been renewed for a second season earlier this year.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch it now because you reminded me of this. I'm just kidding. Yeah. I'm joking.
Number 9. As Variety reports, Dave Bautista is in talks to star as Kratos in Amazon's upcoming God of War TV series after the previous Kratos actor Ryan Hurst hurt himself during a stunt.
When he Hurst himself.
Jesus. And that concludes the montage.
Wow.
You're just killing it with the alliteration / puns here. I don't know.
Thank you. We did call Dave Bautista being cast. We called it. You and I, that we brought it into life.
It's crazy. So I think we talked about Dave Bautista way back, and then we brought him up last episode as well, I believe. But we definitely talked about it when we were speculating who Kratos would be played by in the very beginning when they talked about the Amazon show. Because this show has been going, they didn't have it cooking. They were like, we're making this, and then it wasn't really being made. And I kind of almost thought, is this like another Uncharted movie situation where it's like David O. Russell was making it at one point with Mark Wahlberg as freaking he was supposed to play Nathan Drake, and then he became Sully. That's how long it took. He became old enough to play Sully somehow. It's just kind of nuts. So I thought maybe they wouldn't even make the show eventually, but we were kind of speculating. I think we had talked about even like Jason Momoa or Dave Bautista, but there's an element of Ryan Hurst, by the way, being a great choice because he's not known. And we talked about that last episode. Dave Bautista is really well known. So I wonder if that's kind of maybe going to detract from it. There's also something interesting. We both listened to a podcast, like a PlayStation podcast, and they were talking about how they're worried about Kratos as a character in this show because he's so tall in the fiction, in like the video game series.
Like 7 feet
he's
tall. He's
not that tall. If you look it up, people think that he's only 6'4" actually in the new version of God of War, like the reboot, like the soft rebooted Norse saga. Apparently he's only 6'5", 6'4", 6 feet 4 inches. So that's kind of an interesting thing. Like Dave Bautista is exactly 6'4" and Ryan Hurst is 6'5", I believe. So it kind of worked for both of them. Okay. So I'm not really worried about that, but I think Dave Bautista's got the physique typically that this would work for. I'm hoping that he does actually get cast and that the talks go through because it is a really good choice. The one thing I'll say is Dave Bautista actually lost some muscle mass. Did you notice that? Yeah,
that's why we brought it up. That's what I thought. That's what we brought up last episode. Where he like kind of trimmed down. He's not like super buff anymore, and that's why he might not be the right fit. So I'm curious if he's just gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna get jacked again.
Yeah, that should be fine then. I thought maybe he was trying to move away from it a little bit because it's a lot to keep on that kind of weight. Mm-hmm. But cool. Yeah, it's going to be good. But yeah, did you find
there was
out
also, so since we're still talking about the God of War thing, there's also the article that came out that apparently they're going to recast Atreus actor Callum Vinnison
really?
For season 2 specifically.
What? Okay.
Yeah. This is from Forbes, so I don't know how accurate it is. It's by Paul Tassi of Forbes, so he's I think fairly reliable. And I mean, there's a lot of other websites, but those websites aren't important talking about it. But again, Forbes is the big one that has like reported on this, and apparently they might be recasting Thrud, which is like Thor's daughter, for season 2 as well, because I think they're both quite young, and I guess they're trying to do maybe a little bit of a time jump, like a few years, like from, super young to now, like maybe 14 to 17 years old. So we'll see if that's true. But again, that did come out. The other thing that I brought up is we talked about the Paramount Warner Brothers merger being postponed to June 2027. So I don't know where you got June from, because I remember reading March. I just didn't want to correct you.
Oh,
but there's like a ticking fee where Paramount must pay Warner Brothers shareholders a fee of roughly $7 million per day after September 30th.
Wow.
So that's quite a large sum of money to also pay out. Now, in the grand scheme of things, they're paying $110 billion. So like 7 million in 110 billion isn't that much, but it's still a shit ton of money. So like the longer this merger is postponed or this trial is postponed, the more they're going to have to pay.
Okay. Here's the Variety article is what it says.
Okay.
The company entered a joint stipulation in the federal case on Friday afternoon, agreeing not to close the $111 billion transaction. That's crazy. $111 billion transaction until 5 days after a trial is held, or June 1st, 2027.
Okay.
So I guess it could be earlier.
Yeah. Understood. Because, they pushed the trial back to March 2027.
Right. So, but they have to get...
Yeah.
They gotta get the trial done, which is going to take a while. So I think maybe that's kind of the thought.
Understood.
So we'll
Understood. Cool.
But yeah.
7 million a day, dude.
It's a lot.
A day.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
A lot of money. Yeah, dude, man, I just don't do it. I just don't want it. Who wants this? Other than Paramount,
Ellisons,
obviously.
Yeah,
the Ellisons want it. Yeah, it's so just
they're begging for it.
Oh well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Man.
Gut check. You think this is going to go through? Think it's going to go through?
Yeah, because of the current administration.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's why. If it was a more fair administration that cared about consumers in a deeper way, then I think maybe not. But I think that's the problem, is like they don't care about... I don't think they care about the people. That's the impression I get. I don't want to come off as like overly political one way or the other. I just not the impression I get. I'm Canadian, so what do I know? I just don't think the tariffs are making it cheaper. I'm just going to say, I don't know. I don't know if it's helping in some way that I'm not aware of. But then again, I'm biased because I'm Canadian and we're the ones getting tariffed in a large way as well. So what do I know?
I don't know.
Yeah. What do I know? Adrian,
I don't know what you know.
Time now to move on to a shallow focus. The segment of our podcast that focuses upon a singular film and TV topic that has intrigued the two of us over the past 2 weeks. Adrian, this topic concerns the Daniels next movie, the directors of the Everything Everywhere All at Once movie that won Best Picture a few years ago. And it basically is based on a quote, this whole topic, essentially.
Okay.
That Matt Damon, the new star of this movie, Ryan Gosling dropped out, if you recall, and then Matt Damon took over for that particular role. It was Ryan Gosling had scheduling conflicts, and so he dropped out of the Daniels next film, which is untitled, and nobody really knows that much about it. It's a mystery. Matt Damon joined on, and I don't know, post the Odyssey, I'm even more impressed with Matt Damon. I feel like he can kind of do anything. I don't know. Did you like Matt Damon's performance at least? Did you find it was natural in the role, even with the American English for Matt Damon? Do you think?
Yeah.
For the Odyssey?
Yeah. I mean, he's the lead. He's the lead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But your main criticism of it was the unimmersiveness.
Again, I just don't feel like it was fully natural. No, but again, it's not a bad performance.
Okay. You know? Okay. But anyway, Matt Damon on the Dan Patrick Show said about the Everything Everywhere All at Once director's next film, he said, quote, "The way they pitched it to me was this. If The Breakfast Club meets Inception, meets an anime film, meets an episode of The John Oliver Show," I'm assuming he's referring to Last Week Tonight, "that didn't get aired. So if you liked Everything Everywhere All at Once and all the wildness and all the heart, I think you'll really like this one," unquote. Okay.
Yeah. What
do you think about that? Huh?
So what I think about that is, what the fuck are you talking about, Matt? Mr. Damon, what are you talking about? Okay. What does this mean? Right. What is this hodgepodge of stuff? For one, I love that he's like meets an anime film. Like anime is a genre. You know what I mean? There's so many different anime films. Like what do you mean by it? Does he mean the animation style? Like it's going to randomly cut to anime sort of style? What does he mean by that?
Well, how do the Daniels mean if that's the quote that they said? Because he said that that's how it was pitched to him. That's the funny thing is like, how much is this broken telephone? And maybe they named an anime film specifically. Yeah. Maybe they said this is like
Akira.
Attack on Titan or Akira. I don't know. Yeah. What is it? We don't even know what this movie is.
Yeah, fair enough.
So
fair enough.
It's just such a crazy, I'm just so excited about it because that movie really touched me in like a lot of ways. Like I felt really like energized by that. Touched me in an emotional level.
Whoa.
Not physically.
Whoa.
It was hilarious.
I'm gonna do a Pierce from Community for a second, okay? I'm referencing a character.
Okay.
Gay.
Right, okay. Sure.
That's me referencing a character.
Gotcha. Understood.
Not me saying that.
You're just quoting it. You're just quoting it.
I was just quoting it. I'm gonna also reference another character from Community. I'm gonna reference Chang.
Gay.
Gay.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Anyways, that's not me saying it. I'm making a reference.
Mm-hmm. No, I get it. I understand. There was another bit of this that I wanted to go over. Oh, yeah. The quote kind of went on and he said, he added, "Oh, it's a very special project." Okay, so that's cool. But just to go over what this movie is, what we know about it so far. It begins shooting in August, which is really exciting because that's now. We're in August now.
August is today.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I wrote this in July. But the cast so far that we know of, from my understanding, includes Matt Damon.
It's obviously. Matt Damon. I know Matt Damon's in this one.
You're right. You're correct.
Nice.
Ding, ding, ding. The other cast members that we know are in it: Sandra Oh, Charles Melton, John Leguizamo. Hey, and it's somebody I think you like a lot, Michael Gandolfini.
Nice. I do really like Michael Gandolfini, dude. I do really
great
like
him.
Daredevil
Born Again.
He's so good, dude. He's one of the best parts in that entire show.
Yeah,
it's one of the best.
It's
parts
exciting.
I really like Michael Gandolfini. I thought for a second you were about to say Glenn Powell.
Oh, I could have. But you've been talking really highly about Michael Gandolfini, and you're like, we should see him in more things. And here he is. Here he is in a Daniels movie.
Here he is in More Thing, right here, right in front of us, dude. He's about to be in More Thing.
Everywhere.
Yeah. More Somewhere. Everything. Yeah. Everywhere in a new movie.
Yeah.
Swiss Army Man by the Daniels.
That was good. I like what you did there. All right. Well, anyway, do you have anything else to add before we move on?
This is interesting. So the way that this is pitched, it kind of intrigues me, right? So I like The Breakfast Club. I like Inception. Yes. I like anime film.
Right. Yeah.
I don't really watch the John Oliver Show, but the thing that I immediately thought of when this was kind of referenced is, oh my God, I should have had this. I literally had the name in my brain and then I forgot about it.
What is it? I can maybe say it.
It's the movie
Where?
Late Night with the Devil. Late Night with the Devil.
I knew you were going to say that, but you didn't give me the hint, so I couldn't give the answer. Late Night with the Devil.
David David Dashmalchian. What's that guy's last name? It's David
Dashmalchian. Is it Malchian?
Yeah.
Is that how you pronounce it? I don't know.
David.
I've been really screwing up my pronunciations, but then again, you just said Thor's daughter Thrud earlier, so I'm just saying.
I said
her name is Thrud, dude.
Thrug.
Thrud? Who the
Thrud.
I was like, Thrud. Do I not know that character? Pretty sure it's Thrud. We played God of War Ragnarok.
Man. I played it in 2024. That's essentially 6 years ago in my time.
2024. You played it in 2022. Came out in 2022. God of War Ragnarok. You played it recently again?
Oh no, I didn't. I played it in 2022.
It's crazy how time flies, though, isn't it? Isn't that wild? Like it came out that long ago. It doesn't feel like it's been that long. It's the COVID time warp. That's what it is. It's the time dilation. Anyway,
time dilation, dude. But it kind of reminds me of that. Like, I'm like, is it going to be kind of like a wild sort of like talk show sort of thing that gets off the rails?
Maybe.
I'm curious. Because Late Night with the Devil, man, stellar movie, dude. I feel like you would really like that despite it being kind of like a horror movie. It's just like a really cool thing. And you like talk shows. You like late night shows.
I do.
Yeah. You like David Dastmalchian?
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
He's really up for a while. He hasn't been in anything recently. Maybe he took a little break. I don't know. I haven't seen him in a while.
No, he was in something recently.
Was he?
Yeah, he was in something that we watched recently, didn't we?
I don't know.
I swear to goodness. He was in...
It wasn't Spider-Man. It wasn't the Odyssey.
Oh, you know where he was recently?
Where?
The Street Fighter trailer. That's where I saw him recently.
Oh, yeah. That's huge too, man. Yeah. Dude. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that movie, like they're just like leaning into everything campy and crazy about Street Fighter. It's kind of awesome. I don't know if you want to see that at launch. I'm still on the kind of on the fence a little bit, just depending on what comes out around that time. There's also a lot of in the fall, there's so many games that it's also kind of distracting. But I'm sure I might be down for it if you are. Okay,
dude, I'm down like a clown. I gotta watch Mortal Kombat, the second Mortal Kombat movie. That's on Crave. Yeah. But anyways, who cares? But yeah, no, I'm definitely intrigued. I like Everything Everywhere. Sorry, I feel like I spiked. I yelled into the microphone there. I yelled. I hope it didn't hurt your ears.
No, I'm good.
But no, I like the two Daniels movies I've watched. So I'm here day one, dude. I'm here day one on this one.
Me too. Yeah.
Good stuff.
I'm excited. All right. Now on to a segment of our show that I like to call A Look to the Future. A portion of our podcast where each of us present at least 3 of our picks for the TV series or movies that look most interesting to us that are releasing between the dates of August 11th and August 24th, 2026. Adrian, as is customary, you go first. What are your picks, sir? Or what is your first pick?
All right. My first pick is going to be what you're probably going to pick first, but I'm not going to pick it first. So I'm going to pick something else first.
Oh my God. Here we go.
So my first pick is a movie that I'm very excited for, actually. It's got Anne Hathaway. It's got Ewan McGregor. It's got dinosaurs. It's End of Oak Street coming out August 14th. That's next week. I would love to watch that.
There's dinosaurs now.
There's dinosaurs now in this movies.
Yeah.
There be walking, there be talking amongst the humans, not amongst the dinosaurs. There be Anne Hathaway.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. What's not to
Anne
love about this
Hathaway's back in action.
Dude, Devil Wears Prada 2.
The Odyssey. She is really good in the Odyssey, by the way. That is a good call.
She's amazing.
She's really great in that. Amazing.
She's phenomenal in that movie. She's so good. She's like the one person that doesn't take me out of it. Her and Robert Pattinson are like the two main people that don't take me out of it. That are throughout the entire movie. You did mention Alpha from The Walking Dead, that I already forgot her name, and I feel bad about it. But she's really good in it.
Dude, Alpha from The Walking Dead is in it, and also Beta.
Oh, dude, he is in it. Ryan Hurst.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ryan Hurst, who was supposed to play Kratos in God of War, is in it. And he was really good. He really subtle. You know, there's an element of the cast being it's a very much like an ensemble. Himesh Patel.
Dude, I like Himesh Patel a lot.
He's in a big role. There's a professional hockey player that Nolan has been casting in his movies recently. Oh my God, what's his name? Sean. Oh, frick. He was a shit disturber on the New York Rangers for a long time. And he's in this movie in a pretty big way. He like pulls Odysseus up into the boat at one point. And it's like kind of crazy. He's just like a professional hockey player Sean Avery is his name. I'm like, what? Why is this guy in Christopher Nolan movies? He's just become an actor now. It's just kind of wild. But there's like I don't know. It's good for the physicality of it. But he's also in Oppenheimer. He's like the weather guy in Oppenheimer. It's just so strange because I used to watch him in like watching the like hockey games.
Sean Avery.
Like it's very much like an ensemble cast. Like Himesh Patel I think he was quoted in an interview as saying like he didn't think that his role was nearly as big as it ended up being. Like he just ended up being in the movie like way more than he thought. That's such a great surprise to happen to you.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. I keep going back to the Odyssey because I really love it. Sorry.
No worries.
I'm derailing it. Anyway, yeah. Anything you want to say about the end of Oak Street before we move to the next one? That's August 14th. You said that, right? The day?
August 14th. Yeah, very excited about that.
Another movie that's coming out on August 14th. What?
I thought you were going to say the thing that I was leaving for you.
You're right. I should do it. You're right. 100%. The show that I'm most excited for, I think this year in terms of a TV show, is Lanterns. Comes out August 16th. Stars Kyle Chandler and Aaron Pierre. And honestly, every trailer that comes out about this, it looks great. The cast, the crew, the writers who are making it, the showrunners. I am very, very keen on this. I am on the fence about whether I'm going to watch it week to week. That is the one thing. This is a Green Lantern show, of course, if you don't know out there. It's a Green Lantern show on HBO Max and HBO. And I think this is going to be a hit just because of the creative team involved. But I just don't know whether I'm going to watch it week to week. And I think my determination of whether I'm going to watch it week to week is going to be based upon how the viewership is presented. If they say that HBO is getting a lot of viewership for this show, I won't watch it week to week, and I'm going to hold off because I just want to watch it on my own pace. But if it's like the viewership isn't even mentioned anywhere, I'm probably going to end up watching it week to week because I just want to honor the show and make sure it gets the viewership it deserves.
Yeah.
Unless it's terrible. Okay, yeah. I'm going to watch the first episode at the very least week to week. I think I'll just start with it and then wait for the numbers to come out and then go from there. We'll see what Nielsen ratings comes out with. Anyway,
Nielsen, our best pal, Neil.
That's definitely out of the movies and TV shows coming out. You guessed it. It is literally the thing I'm most anticipated for in this bye week, this 2-week period leading up until August 24th. So I'm very excited.
Me too, probably. Okay. I'm very excited because it comes out next Sunday. So which is awesome because they're going to finish hot. Wait, is that next Sunday?
Next Sunday from the date this show or episode airs. It's funny, we're recording this on a Thursday, like way before our episode airs on the Tuesday and the following week. So in that sense, yes, it will be on the Sunday of the week the end of the week from the day this episode airs.
Yeah, because I think it's taking Hot D's time slot.
Hot D. I forgot what it was again. That's ridiculous. Hot D.
Don't so.
All right.
My next choice, Simon, is a movie coming out on April 14th. It's called The Wrong Girls. It stars Kristen Stewart, Elias Shawkat, and Lakeith Stanfield.
All right.
It's just like this stoner comedy. It looks really good. It looks really funny. Seth Rogen is also in it. Kumail Nanjiani's in it.
Yeah.
It looks really good. There's like this... I don't know, kind of reminds me, I guess a lot of stoner movies are fairly similar, but it gives me like Pineapple Express vibes in a lot of ways. And I love Pineapple Express. It's one of my favorite movies. I'm not much of a stoner anymore, Simon. I don't do marijuanas daily no more. But I do enjoy partaking in the marijuanas, and I do enjoy watching a stoner movie from time to time, specifically Pineapple Express every 420. Me and my wife watch it. So.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. It was a tradition for you. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet.
Yeah, it's nice.
Nice.
So that's my choice.
My next pick is a movie called Tony, Adrian, an A24 movie following the early days of Anthony Bourdain. It also stars Antonio Banderas. I don't actually have the name of the main actor that was playing Anthony Bourdain.
Dominic Sessa.
Dominic Sessa.
He was in Now You See Me, Now You Don't.
Okay, cool. But that looks really
like
good.
This guy kind of got famous because of The Holdovers, which was really well regarded I never watched.
100%. Yeah. That's where I've seen him for sure. I didn't remember him in Ready to Rumble.
Yeah.
Ready or Not.
The interesting part about Tony.
Oh, Now You See Me, Now You Don't. Oh, I'm so sorry. I just said Ready or Not. That's not the same childhood
No. Now You Three Me, Now You Don't.
That's a different movie. No, I didn't see Now You See Me, Now You Don't. Did you watch Now You See Me, Now You Don't?
Yeah, I watched Now You Three Me, Now You Don't.
You did, yes.
Right. Yeah, I can't remember if we talked about it on this. Was it okay?
I think you might have mentioned it briefly. Yeah.
There's a big plot hole in it where I'm kind of like. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Anyways, you probably wouldn't think it's a plot hole because you didn't think The Boys had a plot hole.
That's not a hole. That's an inconsistency that's just lazy. I think like the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
When we finish this episode, remind me to tell you what the plot hole was because I remember now. I'm going to write it down so I don't forget.
Okay, yeah, because we never actually talked about it because we don't want to spoil The Boys. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'll say, yeah, you're right. I just felt like it was, for the most part, I didn't notice anything drastic. And to reiterate, I kind of like the finale of The Boys enough. I thought it was good. But okay, sorry, you picked. No, I picked. Your pick. What's your last pick?
Just real quick. Yeah, this movie looks really good. This movie is also directed by Matt Johnson, Canadian director, who did Nirvana the Band, the show, the movie, and Nirvana the Band, the show.
Interesting.
He also did Blackberry. That came out like a few years back.
That I intended to watch. That looked really good.
Yeah. So, Nirvana the Band, the show is coming out on Disney Plus here because I watched Nirvana the Band, the show, the movie, which is awesome. It's on Crave. I highly recommend it. But I'm going to watch Nirvana the Band, the show, the Nirvana the Band, the show on Disney. I'm going to binge that. That was my next like watch on my own sort of deal. But I guess I'm going to watch Wonder Man because you're begging me to watch it.
It's so short. 4 hours.
I'm going to watch it. I will watch it. I'm being a prick.
I don't know if I said this, so I'm just going to say it before you jump on to your next pick. Tony comes out on August 21st.
Oh, 21st?
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know.
Am I wrong?
I thought it was the 14th.
Oh, I don't believe so.
Okay.
I'll look it up while you pick the next pick. No dead air.
No dead air. La, 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 la. I'm just kidding. All right. I just make noises, dude. I just make noises until me saying the next thing. Okay, my next and I guess final pick. This is kind of a cheat. This is a cheats.
Whoa. We talked about Tony coming out. I knew we did, and I failed. I think I even brought it up last episode, because it was a limited release. This is the wide release. I should have specified that. It is the 14th? That's kind of a bum pick then, because that's kind of a whatever.
Okay, really do another pick then. No, do another pick.
No, it's stupid. I don't even know how that happened. A24. No,
you have to do another pick.
I don't know if it was picked. Did somebody talk about it last episode? I have no idea anymore.
If anyone did, it was your fault.
Quickly, the Rivals of Messiah King. Okay, it's funny that I will say this: neither of the dates were on August 14th for Tony. I'm just going to say that it was August 7th and August 21st. Which is kind of a funny thing,
dude. I have it open right here.
August 21st for Tony for Wide.
Do you see that?
Is that Cineplex?
Let's Google.
What is it? I can't even read that. Does it say
August 14th? I'm holding it up to the webcam.
Oh, I don't know. I still can't see it. That's not helpful.
What about
Stop doing it. You're just getting it closer.
What about it?
I can't even see the date. The date is not even in the frame anymore.
It's not?
Okay. It's fine. It's fine. I can't see it. It's too blurry. Stop it. Okay, so there's 3 dates. I don't give a shit. I'm not picking that anyway. The Rivals of Messiah King. Did you see the trailer for this? It stars Matthew McConaughey as like a honey merchant. He's not a bee. He's a honey merchant. He's basically, he farms bees for honey. And he's like kind of like this like temple of his community or whatever. And people are like, I love this guy. And then he's a victim of like a grand bee theft. This is a crazy thing that happens because people steal bees and it's hard to trace the bees that you steal. And like, there's a lot of money in it because you can like harvest them for honey each season or whatever. That's apparently a thing. I listened to a podcast about this very thing, about how there's this huge bee theft where they stole like, I don't know what they call them. I guess nests, hundreds of nests, like bee hives. What am I talking about? Nests. Like hundreds of beehives or whatever from these bee farmers. And then they couldn't find them. And they're so hard to trace that eventually these thieves were caught and they had stolen from multiple bee farmers, like across like the United States. Anyways, that's what it seems to be what this movie is about. But it's funny whenever that you see a movie and they got all these quotes like, "This is an inspirational film. It's Matthew McConaughey's best role in years." You know what I'm talking about? There's all these quotes. I hate that. It's kind of ridiculous.
You always read that. Whenever I see that stuff, I like don't want to watch it.
Yeah, you're saying too much. Like you're like I think you're trying too hard to tell us how good this is. Yeah. So now I'm wondering if it's even
this true. Movie will make you feel things, and it's like, okay, I don't need you to tell me that. I'll feel things if I want to.
Yeah, that's what the trailer shows. It does look pretty good. We'll see. But there is that element of, I feel like for the movie Mud, when Matthew McConaughey was having the reconnaissance, I think like the Matthew McConaughey, there was an element of the movie Mud. I feel like that was in that trailer. They're like, Matthew McConaughey's best role ever. And then he really like blew up and he was really great in that movie. Anyway, that's my choice. The Rivals of M. Zaya King. August 14th.
Nice. Dude, sounds good. I'm not going to watch that movie. I'm going to be honest with you.
Okay.
I'm going to be straight up with you. I probably won't watch that movie.
Good for you. It's your
Unless
pick.
you take me. Oh, it's my pick. Okay. This one's kind of a cheap pick.
Okay.
But I'm still going to pick it.
Yes.
It's August 14th.
Yes.
It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Top 5 movies of all time. They're doing their 10th anniversary of this movie of all time.
Cheap. I can guess the answer, but it's just cheap as
spit it out.
It's your name.
Spit it out.
It's your name. It's your name, but you can't do that. It's
Adrian?
not fair, but you can do it.
It's Adrian? No, dude. It's not my name. Are you kidding me? It's a movie called Your Name, and I quote Your Name.
Yep.
That's dumb. That was a dumb play. Is that a cheap pick?
It's
a 4K remaster.
I saw that on the list, and it's funny. I was gonna make the joke and say it, but I'm like, I'm not wasting time with this shit. But you did it.
Whoa! Ow! I just hit my hand really hard. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm wasting time with this shit. I'm sorry. I'm wasting time with one of my favorite movies of all time, dude. I'm so
I think the bit
sorry.
Worked. It worked in the end. We made it work.
Yeah.
But now that we said it made it work, no, it didn't work. It's like saying that Matthew McConaughey had the best role in years. That's kind of the same.
His greatest
connection.
Role. If I'm
assessing
Matthew
and reviewing
McConaughey.
the joke, it doesn't really become good. It becomes worse.
Yeah.
But
you've never seen
that's your pick.
Matthew McConaughey act like this before. He's never acted before until this
was your pick, though, to be fair, right?
Fine, I'll give you another one. It's Insidious Out of the Further on August 21st. It's like the 6th Insidious movie. I only watched the first 2. So am I going to watch this one? No.
You never look at the shows, I guess. Or maybe you just don't have a good list of them. I don't know.
I don't have a good list of them. I only had Lanterns.
Fine. Yeah, that's a good choice. I guess I'll go with the last one as a movie as well, just to be boring and that we picked mostly movies. But this movie is interesting. It looks pretty cool. I don't know if I'll end up watching it, but it does look good. The Brink of War, Adrian. It comes out August 14th. It stars Jeff Daniels as Ronald Reagan and Jared Harris as Gorbachev. And I like both of those actors quite a bit, but they're basically the two leaders during the Cold War, one from the Russian side, obviously the Soviets, and one from the United States. And they're basically negotiating why they shouldn't drop nuclear bombs on each other. So it's just like they join up in like a kind of no man's land. They go into like this spot in Iceland to negotiate. And it looks cool and intense. And it reminds me of that movie. Oh man, I forgot what it was called. Damn it. Why did I even do that? I hate when I do it where I don't think so. It starred, I think it was Frost Nixon. Yeah, Frost Nixon. I'm pretty sure that's the idea of like these two people like kind of talking the whole time is like, there's not a lot to it, but ultimately it's really intense because the conversations are really intense because obviously you don't want a nuclear fallout
disaster
to encompass the earth. But yeah, it looks cool. And those actors are just badass. So that's why it's interesting. Anyway, yeah, that's it. That's for my picks.
What is the show
to the future
that you thought I was going to bring up?
Oh, I'll just name 2 shows that are here. I think one of the shows that you would have mentioned, and this is weird because I thought we mentioned this, and I don't think we maybe mentioned it in the right order then. Maybe we put it in the wrong week. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is coming back for seasons 18. I thought we mentioned that already before, but it's not coming out until
maybe that was the
August
last
17th.
Season.
The premiere is August 17th. Maybe it was that long ago that I literally mentioned it. But yeah, August 17th, just because I know you like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And you
I've only seen like the first like 7 or 8 seasons.
Yeah, that's it.
Show. Yeah.
That's nothing.
Fair enough. Touche.
And then Reacher, but I don't think you would have mentioned that one. On Amazon, Reacher's coming back. And it looks like that guy's not playing Batman. Did you hear about that? Like it seems like he's kind of nixed it, but he's maybe negotiating a different role in the DC universe. What's his name? What's his name?
Thad from Blue Mountain State.
Richmond?
Alan Richardson.
Richardson. Yeah,
Alan Richardson. But he's Thad from Blue Mountain State. Probably his most iconic role. His best role.
Yeah, not Reacher. Thad.
No.
Why did you give me those eyes when I said he's not playing Batman?
Because isn't he like playing a different role?
He might be. They're negotiating it. I don't know if we talked about this as well, but they apparently are like they they ditched the creator of Our Flag Means Death for he was supposed to be in charge of the Booster Gold show, and that's not, now they're starting again. So it's like that's also,
I heard that
like,
actually. Yeah,
there's just so much in the DC universe that's just kind of starting again. They need a win with Lanterns. They really deeply do at this point. So I'm really hoping, and I think Clayface is going to be a win too.
I hope so. Clayface can be horror. I feel like horror is very horror is rarely middling.
It's hot D right now.
Yeah, hot D. Hot D is nuts in your mouth.
What are you? Sorry, it's middling. Is that what you said?
I feel like horror is rarely middling. Like it's usually just like
polarizing. Yeah, it's either good or it's bad.
Yeah. Like I can't remember like a horror movie that I watched where I'm like, it was fine. I guess Wolfman was the only one where I'm just like, this is just a movie, but it's bad. Like because it's just a movie, it's bad.
Yeah,
and
that movie was bad. It's funny. I'm really lenient on movies. I really respect the craft of how these guys have made these movies too. It's like I rarely rate anything below a 2.5. Like I don't have the guts to do it even. Like I just don't want to. Like Supergirl, I liked a lot of parts of it. It's just by the end of it, I was like, no, you just didn't. It isn't written. So it's just rare that I would draw, and that's why it's a 2.5 and not like a 2. But Wolfman is legitimately a 2 for me out of 5. Like I really don't think it's good. I think there's like lots of weird problems with that movie. But anyway, moving on, Adrian, to the final segment of our show that we like to call the trailer, Adrian, where each of us present our favorite trailer of the week. It doesn't mean that the movie's going to be good, but the trailer itself is a masterclass in trailer making, Adrian. What is your choice, your one choice for the best trailer of this bye-week period?
Oh, dude, this is a tough one, but it's actually not a tough one.
Okay.
Because it came out today.
Oh, okay.
And it is a phenomenal trailer. I had a different trailer in mind prior to this. All right.
Now you mentioned
which I'll still bring up if you don't bring it up.
Okay.
But the trailer that released today is the primetime trailer.
Oh,
there's a new primetime trailer.
It's really good trailer. Yeah.
Dude, again, Robert Pattinson as Chris Hansen for, NBC's To Catch a Predator. And it seems like they're taking some liberties with it and making it like way more intense in some ways. Sure. I don't know if Chris Hansen is like that behind the scenes, but it is just like, we're fucking catching these pedophiles and like we're changing the world. And it's just like, it is.
This is morally right.
Yeah, like it is. Yeah, it just seems so good. Like I'm watching the trailer, I'm like sitting there, I'm like, oh my god, like this is fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah,
like this trailer just has me all in.
Who's making this movie though? Like because both of the trailers have been really good. It's an interesting thing. That's why I didn't pick this. That one I did not put on the list here because I thought we talked about the first trailer as being the best trailer of that bye week. At that point, I'm pretty sure you brought it up at that point.
I did. Yeah.
I just don't want to do that again because
it's a guy named Lance Oppenheim, and this is his first narrative directorial debut.
Oh.
Apparently he has done like documentaries in the past.
Yeah.
But this is his first like narrative like movie. Yeah, so I'm very very curious about this because again, like it's cool that like his background is in documentaries. So he's kind of pulling forward like fiction, like nonfiction into like this. I don't know, this is like this movie, and I guess taking some liberties in a specific way. But goddamn, this looks so fucking awesome, dude. Like I'm stoked. Why am I stoked about To Catch a Predator show? Sorry, movie.
Movie about the show. Yeah,
about the show. I don't know, but it looks good. And again, Robert
Did you ever
Pattinson
watch the show To Catch a Predator? Because I didn't really have any connection with it at all.
I watched it.
I've seen clips of it, and honestly, when I watched the trailer, I'm like, how close is Robert Pattinson to this guy? Because I'm like, Robert Pattinson, in my opinion, is just falling into roles. Like he's becoming a different person each time. Whether he is nailing it from the perspective of being Hansen is a different matter altogether, potentially. But then I watched a few clips just because after the trailer, I'm like, I'm inspired to find out how intense the show was.
Yeah.
But it's kind of crazy that was on primetime TV as well. It's a kind of a wild thing to have airing in until 2015. It was 2015, I think it ended, right? It's
yeah.
like,
So
what kind of a wild thing to have airing.
Do you know like why it ended?
Network TV. No. Do you? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So one of the things that maybe I should look it up because I'm kind of paraphrasing here. Is that one of the people that they found on that show that they like caught ended up killing themselves?
Oh shit. Okay.
So they canceled the show, being like, "Hey, it's we're not taking the risk, the liability," because I think they got sued over it. Like NBC got sued over it.
I see. Yeah.
After the fact, and now Chris Hansen does his own thing. Like he does it on YouTube. But no, I watched it when I was younger. Not really a show I guess you should be watching when you're a kid, but I did watch it quite a bit when I was a kid. And then like
maybe
recently,
it is something you should watch as a kid.
Yeah, touche. Actually, yeah.
You know, it's like, what if Chris Hansen's not there to save the day? And
you're gonna get fucking molested, dude, by some dude.
Yeah, I don't think you had to say that. But yeah.
You gotta be careful.
Implied,
Don't get molested. But no, I watched it when I was younger, and then like I don't know, a couple of years ago, I kind of got into like I started watching a lot of them again because most of them are on YouTube, and then his own thing like that he does like apart from NBC. Now, like I forget what it's called.
He's not on NBC though, right?
Yeah, I know he does his own thing after 2015. Like he does his own like Catch a Predator.
I thought you said apart from, as in like he's still on NBC as well.
Oh no, like
because he's doing another Predator catching show, isn't he?
Correct. Yeah, he is. I just forget what it's called. So like I kind of went down the rabbit hole and I was watching a lot of those videos.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I almost want to see them. I want to watch some of the Catch a Predator stuff because I want to prepare for this movie, which like that you created a crazy trailer if you've made me go watch To Catch a Predator.
Honestly.
It's kind of
incredible.
It's a really good choice for best trailer of the week.
It is.
Of the bye week, sorry.
Yeah. It is also really funny because like in the new show, like he goes hard because it's like again, it's not on TV anymore.
Yeah.
So like say like, did you not write this person that like this 14-year-old girl that you want to eat out her pussy? Like it's like super vulgar now. Like he's able to say this stuff now. And it's like, oh my God, dude. Good shit. Not what they're doing, what he's doing.
Right.
Don't think like that.
My trailer of the bye week, Adrian, I had two that I was going to list, but I just ended up going with this one because I think it's just an immaculate trailer. Again, as the trailer award for the bye week, I just think this trailer is excellent. I wonder if you also peg this as a good trailer, but it's the Michael B. Jordan directed Thomas Crown Affair. I just thought that this trailer was excellent. We watched this before Spider-Man Brand New Day. I just think I watched it at home first, and I was like, because the Thomas Crown Affair is kind of this is a remake essentially of an old like thing. Like it was Pierce Brosnan starred in this movie before, and now it's Michael B. Jordan starring in it, but also directing this film as well. And I just think that the trailer itself and the way it's composed is just very exciting. The music used is really great. I think that it's really, really suave and cool. I just think that Michael B. Jordan looks awesome in this. He looks great. So I am really impressed with this. Yeah. Oh, it's also got Adria Arjona in it, and she's just been blowing up, and she's great in this too. In the trailer again, so it's just rating the trailer itself. It looks like the movie will be very good based on this trailer. Yeah. We'll see.
I leaned over to my wife when this trailer was going on, and she showed up on screen and was like, "Hey, do you know this actress?" And she's like, I think we've seen her in something." I was like, "Yeah. You know where I've seen her? You know, and or season 1 and 2. We should watch it." And she's like, "Oh my God, shut the fuck up."
I don't know if I've ever told you why the trailer segment is kind of like, for me, a running joke that I think is funny, but it's probably not that funny. There's an Onion skit I watched years and years and years ago where, did I tell you this story? About how they were basically, they were showing the Iron Man trailer, and they're saying, we hope that they make a movie out of this trailer. It was like, the joke was, the trailer was so good, like, maybe you'll make a movie out of it. And that's basically where this stupid segment name and how dramatic I am about listing the best trailer, but not necessarily the movie that comes from it. But anyway, Thomas Crown Affair is my choice, and your choice was Primetime.
Yes.
For best trailers of the week. What was your other choice, just before we wrap this show up?
The official teaser for Blade Runner 2099 on Amazon Prime.
Oh, cool.
Hunter Schafer.
Yeah, I watched
Michelle Yeoh.
It's good. Yeah, I will do you one better. I actually, in the exact same vein, the TV show Neuromancer on Apple TV launched a trailer with Callum Turner.
Very cyberpunk. Very cyberpunk.
Right. Well, that's the idea.
I like it.
Yeah, Neuromancer is based on the book Neuromancer from William Gibson that was released almost like immediately after Blade Runner came out. And so Blade Runner came out and he saw it in theaters or something, like William Gibson, the author of Neuromancer. And he was really worried, apparently. This is like as the tale goes, he was worried because he wrote in a lot of the kind of the visual kind of concepts that show up in Blade Runner. Blade Runner obviously is built upon and based upon a Philip K. Dick book as well.
Do androids dream of electric sheep, isn't it?
Exactly. But he was really worried because of the way that Ridley Scott portrayed like his world in Blade Runner. He's like, shit. Like I'm like two-thirds through this book here. And so this is many years in the making, but this is like more into hacking, Neuromancer. I completely intend to read this book before the show comes out on Apple TV for sure. I have the book. It's sitting on my nightstand. My brother got it for me like years ago. And I completely intended to read it in 2020 before Cyberpunk 2077 came out. And I just didn't do that. I was going to do like the synergy kind of cross media synergy by reading Neuromancer and then also playing Cyberpunk 2077. Yeah. But I just never got around to it because I just don't read as much now as I did years ago. But I'm starting to read a little bit more. I'm trying to finish up The Road. I've been saying that for years, and that's the shortest book ever. It's embarrassing. And I'm also listening to the audiobook for Dune Messiah so that I can be prepared for Dune, which, by the way, that trailer clip in the freaking IMAX showing the Odyssey for Dune Part 3 that they showed a long clip sequence filmed in IMAX, like this battle sequence, and they showed it prior to showing off the Odyssey, like prior to the Odyssey beginning. It was crazy. That is it's crazy awesome battle sequence. I'm very excited, more so than I even was before, for Dune Part 3 coming out on Dunes Day, December 17th. But
shout out to that. Yeah, we were talking about that a little bit, where I was like, man, like I know Dune Messiah is not loved as much as the original Dune novel. Like people say that it gets a little weird, but like that like snippet, I'm like, this is actually what's getting me more excited about this movie compared to the previous two Dune movies, Dune 1 and Dune 2, because I don't know, I felt like Dune 2 specifically ended right when I thought shit was about to get interesting, and then like kind of like finished. I was like, like I want to see more. I want to see like a big action scene. And then they had this like big, awesome trailer prior to the Odyssey. And it's just like action explosions. And I'm like, I'm a simple man. I like explosion,
There had to be a lot of practical effects there. I feel like, I don't know. There was something about that. It felt very immersive. Maybe again, we're watching it in IMAX 70 millimeter. So I don't know. Yeah. Maybe that's part of it, but it's cool. I like the way they do the IMAX showings as well. Typically they don't show any trailers, dude. Like it's awesome. They aren't trying to advertise a car company. They're not trying to sell you a Hyundai, just before you watch this like $30+ like showing of a huge film. I appreciate they really, it's a very much a premium format, and they're not trying to do some crazy thing. Before we wrap the show up, there's one thing on a large format concept that I'm very curious about. Like, we didn't talk about this when we talked about the Avengers Doomsday trailer last week. By the way, Avengers Doomsday and Dune Part 3 come out December 18th, not 17th. I just made a mistake. I just looked that up while you were talking. 18th, not 17th, just to correct myself. But they talked about at the end of the Doomsday trailer. Did you notice this? The Disney Infinity, whatever it's called, the Disney Infinity format.
Yeah.
What the hell is that? Are we getting that in Canada? Like, I don't understand. Like, I get Dune Part 3 will be in IMAX. So there will be no theaters because Doomsday comes out on the same day as Dune Part 3. There will be no IMAX theaters available to play Avengers Doomsday. That just will not happen because obviously Dune will be in those theaters. So what the hell is Disney? What is it? Disney Infinity X? Or what is it called? Disney Infinity? I can't remember. I just keep thinking Disney Infinity because of the video game.
Yeah, I'm thinking that too. It's like,
it is Infinity something, but I can't remember what it is. But regardless of that, like that's supposed to be the new premium large format displays that Disney is investing in. But I don't understand what that even means. They don't own theater chains. So how do you invest? What does this mean? Is it going to be like HD disc? Is this going to go away very rapidly? Like how is this going to win over IMAX? I just don't think it will. Although there are lots of alternative large formats.
Sorry, buzzwords. Like I feel like I'm like, does this even mean anything? Does it actually mean anything?
It's at the end of the Doomsday trailer. They said it's going to be in this format. So you think it's just going to be the regular theaters, like at Ultra AVX? We'll just say it's Disney. Now it's Disney Infinity.
Yeah,
is that what it is?
Laser X. It's laser projection. Disney Infinity projection. And it's like, I don't believe that this means anything. I genuinely don't.
So, but what are they going to use? Where are they going to play these particular movies? Then is it just going to be again Ultra AVX, or are they going to try? Like, I think it's going to be Ultra AVX. Seen a Screen X? The Screen X format is crazy. Yeah, it's so wide. Around. It's got I almost want to see that, but I kind of think it's fake. Like you know what I mean? Like it's kind of like a fad. Like 3D is not. Oh, by the way, Brand New Day. Why can we ditch 3D? Is that possible? Do we need to do 3D? It's just distracting. They're not.
I forgot that it was 3D.
Yeah, because there's nothing to it. They're not doing anything. It's not Avatar. So I wasn't. That's one of the things about Odyssey that was great too. It's like relaxing. You don't have to worry about the weird dual image. Okay. Anyway. Yeah. So I just rapid fired a bunch of thoughts there. Sorry about that. Anyway, but it's relevant. It's relevant to what we talked about today. Do you have anything else to say to the audience before we wrap this show up? Episode 142, Adrian. Anything you want to say?
What do I have to say? Think.
Think. Oh, bother.
That's good. That's
Piglet.
Good. Yeah, man, that is a really good Piglet impression. It's a great job. I'm joking. I know you're T-I-double-G-er.
Okay.
Tigger.
No, I got it.
That's what he said. Okay, why'd you make that face at me?
I don't know. Anyway,
what do you mean you don't know?
I think this is the first time that I know you're kind of complimenting, but you're not. This might be the first time you've ever complimented this particular impression. You typically don't like it.
No, that was a good one. Have you been practicing?
Okay. I haven't been. I have barely been doing impressions of anything. Actually, it's kind of weird.
Yeah. It was funny today. Actually, I went out for. It was my mother-in-law's birthday, so me and my wife took her out to dinner before this filming. Great food. What occurred to me after, not great, but doesn't matter. But while we were at dinner, we were talking about just like a bunch of stories, just shooting the shit. And then I was brought up how like one time in Toronto, like I was like, hey, I'm Christopher Walken here. Like while walking across the street, yelling at my friend, and some random dude was like, "Yo, that was so good," and like gave me like a high five. I'm like, "Oh, thanks, man." And then my wife was like, "Oh, like isn't that like a joke between like you and David and Simon? How like Simon will do like the Christopher Walken impression, and then like you'll do that dumb impression, and David will be like, "Oh man, that's so good. That's so much better."
Right.
And we were actually talking about that earlier today. I like my impression.
She knew about that? I don't remember.
She doesn't know about that.
We did that in front of Cassandra?
No, she just knows about that bit because I brought it up to her in the past. Maybe because like
when we were in New York, that came up. I was doing an impression, and you just completely. Yeah. You guys were both. I felt that's actually it's kind of a gaslighting joke because I eventually feel gaslit because you guys just keep doing it. Like this is clearly better for like 20 minutes. And I'm like,
yeah, well, I mean, I do it better.
I guess my Christopher Walken impression is worse.
Hey, I'm Christopher Walken closet. No, again, it's fine. I do it better than you. It's fine. Yeah, don't worry about it. But anyway,
I won't even try to do mine because it's not good. Okay. Anyway,
you're making me feel bad. You seem so sad about it.
As my Eeyore impression. Huh?
Oh, dude, that's good.
Thank you for listening to episode 142 of Split Focus, a film and TV podcast. My name is Simon Eady, and it has been a pleasure to host you alongside my incredible impressionist co-host, Adrian Pinter. Please join us on August 25th for episode 143. Good evening to you, and good luck.
Hey, have a good night. Take care. I'm Christopher Walken here. Good.
Goodbye.
Nice.